All right, it's that time again. I am so excited. This is the 7 days of Nclex day shift success party. I am Regina Callion. I'm so happy to be here with you. If this is your first time joining us, this is Remar Review, and I'm here with Mark Callion. We got a question for you, plus newly graduated Remar nurses that are going to tell you exactly how you can get there too.
If you need to pass Nclex, you are in the right place. Welcome to the party. Let's go ahead and get started with question number one.
Question number one says this. The registered nurse working on a general medical surgical unit has just received report. Which client should the nurse plan to see first? Okay. Is it number one, the 56-year-old client diagnosed with multiple sclerosis who is complaining of a cough? 2, 78-year-old client diagnosed with congestive heart failure who reports losing 3 pounds. Number 3, 42-year-old client diagnosed with an L5 spinal cord injury who has developed a stage 4 pressure ulcer. Or 4, 78-year-old client diagnosed with cerebral vascular accident who has right side paralysis. Priority question right here. Dig in, put the answer on the screen, and smash that share button. This is the day shift Nclex success party. Who's the priority here? Who's the priority? Who are you worried about? I'm going to give you the answer. I see a lot of different ones coming in. In 3, 2, 1, the correct answer is right here. It's number 1, 56-year-old client who is diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, who is complaining of a cough. This client may be experiencing some respiratory issues, right? They may have a respiratory virus, possibly pneumonia. All right. This is the client that needs to be assessed first. Did you get that one right? Did you get that one right, Mark?
I didn't know this one.
Okay. So remember, when you're doing priority questions, you need to look for the most vulnerable client. And here we have someone who multiple sclerosis. What are the main issues that they have? Immobility. They need to be cared for, right? They're not up walking around. And so when you're laying flat or you're sitting around, it's very easy for you to have respiratory complications because you're not up mobile, right? And especially if you have a cough, all right? The 78-year-old client diagnosed with CHF reports losing 3 pounds. Is that a good or a bad thing? That's a pretty good thing. Yeah, that's a pretty good thing. Kiki gave the thumbs up sign. That's all right. Number 3, the 42-year-old client diagnosed with L5 spinal cord injury who has developed a stage 4 pressure ulcer. Well, we have to ask ourselves, is that an acute problem or a chronic problem? That's definitely chronic. It takes a while to get to a stage 4. So we don't have to assume that there is any kind of immediate distress. And number 4, you have a 78-year-old client diagnosed with a CVA, and they have right side paralysis. Is that expected or unexpected? That's absolutely expected. So the client that we're most worried about is number 1. I hope you got that one right. But if not, guess what? We have another one for you. Let's try another one. You ready?
I am ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Let's do question number 2.
It says this. Here we go. The registered nurse has received a report on the night shift assignment. Which client should the nurse see first? We're going back at it again. Here we go. Number 1, a mildly confused client due for a dressing change of the right heel. 2, 75-year-old stable client who just returned from an MRI to rule out a kidney mass. 3, a client whose IV pump is beeping, indicating that the antibiotic has completed infusing. Or 4, a client reporting sudden warmth and pain at an appendectomy incision site 48 hours after surgery. All right. Who are we most concerned about? Remar nurses. Go ahead, put your answer on. I am so happy that you are participating today. This is Monday Motivation.
I see a lot of fours coming in.
A lot of fours.
To the success party, Nclex success party.
Yes. And I know you guys are here and you're wanting to know exactly straight from the horse's mouth how to pass the Nclex. So we have the Remar nurses on standby. They're going to give you the scoop of how they did it. So we're looking for who should the nurse see first. I have some 3s. I have some 4s. The correct answer. Remember, get it wrong here. Study with your friends here. So when you take the test, you can get it right. The correct answer is actually going to be number 4. Yes. All right. This client here is experiencing some signs of infection. So you have infection, sudden warmth, pain, redness at the site, swelling. This is caused by the inflammatory process. And remember, when it comes to taking Nclex, if you get an option where a patient is having signs of infection, it usually takes about 2 or 3 days before infection to begin. So typically infection is not an immediate priority for your patient, particularly if they've had a surgery like appendectomy. So normally the priority for a surgical patient is what? It's not infection. What else? What other complication can surgical patients have? If you cut somebody open, what is more likely to happen before an infection? Does anybody know? I see. I think I can read some lips. It would be hemorrhaging. Hemorrhaging or bleeding is going to come first before infection. But with our choices here, we don't have anybody that's bleeding out or really unstable, but we do have someone who may be experiencing an infection. All right, experiencing infection. All right, Mark, let me talk to one of my Remar nurses.
Let's see.
All right, you guys are going to love all of these testimonials, all of this background. We have a very diverse group today, which I love because it really represents who you guys are, who watch every week and are studying. And so as you can see, all of the Remar nurses here, aren't they beautiful? They're beautiful. Everybody just put congratulations, because all of these ladies now, they have their license. They studied with me and now they have their license.
They've done the motivations. Yep. They've done the how to pass Nclex.
Just like
got
you.
The virtual trainer, and the process that you're going through now. They just want to encourage you on your journey. And so we're throwing a party for their success and for your future success in 2021.
Yay!
They just passed Nclex in the midst of a pandemic. It's an amazing accomplishment. And so we want to honor that and what God has done for them and what he's going to do for you too.
Perfect. Yep. So I'm going to start. Well, we got Kiki up first. So I'm just do Kiki.
Absolutely.
Hi, Kiki.
Let's unmute.
Okay, hold on. We got to unmute her. Okay.
Good to go. Here we go.
Oh, so you guys probably know Kiki because she has been so encouraging since she passed her Nclex. What does it mean to be a Remar nurse to you?
Oh my gosh, I'll tell you what. It's so huge because I was having so much trouble passing, studying, concentrating. I got an echo. Let me put this off. I had been diagnosed with breast cancer. So I had, let's put the timeline together. I finished my school. I was about to walk across the stage for graduation. I was diagnosed. And my whole world changed because I wasn't sure what was happening, but I knew it was going to be for the better because it was a wake-up call.
Wow.
But what it was, I ended up walking across the stage. I failed my test 3 times. Three times. Some of that was with Remar, but it was really because of chemo, brain fog. I don't know why I thought I could do it during chemo treatments, but I studied a lot. I loved being with you guys. You were the ones that taught me the way I learn. The encouragement was there, the positive energy, the whole stress-free, the messages that we got, that I got from you guys. And I wrote some keynotes down here, but really it was the message. It was, with God, you can, you will, and you must. My spiritual practice just burst out of me, and I just went to a plan. And I said, I'm going to be stress free. I got to shut myself off over here. I can't stand looking at myself. I'm too stressed. But my spiritual practice kicked in, and my being stress free. So the three I failed, I was doing it wrong. And what that means is that I was not really believing that I could do it. So when I felt like I couldn't do it, I didn't. So what I did was I changed my whole way of thinking.
Okay.
I started meditating. I started thinking. I started really focusing in on I'm going to be an LPN, and that's what I wanted to do. So I rechanged my whole thought pattern, and I wasn't even sure the last 3 times, but when I went this time, I was sure I was going to pass.
Awesome. And I think that's so important because you can have all the right tools. You can have the right content, you can critical think, but if you step into the ring and you don't think you can pass, then you've already beaten yourself up, you know? Like the opponent doesn't even have to come and you fall down because you don't think that you can pass. Yeah. Yeah.
But we changed it. So that was great.
Yeah. And I really love that, how you overcame the defeat, the negative mindset, and also anxiety too, because you said no stress. You just said, I'm not doing stress.
Big time. I had a lot of stress. I'm an anxious person to begin with.
But
the point is, I really put that aside and made sure I just focused and buckled down and just learned the content first, questions later, which was the opposite of what everyone was saying. So I ended up switching it around and just went back to my faith and said, we're going to pass it. This is every time I do a review or watch the questions or work with you guys on those week long, like today, like this week, is wonderful motivation. And Monday motivation, doing all these things really set me up to be on track.
Yeah.
So I had no chance of failing.
Wow. So a lot of people were telling you to just do questions.
Right.
More. What was that process like, trying to do it that way?
I was setting myself up for failure, really, because when you're doing just question, but you don't know the content for sure, you're just answering questions at the best guess that you can find. But if you sit there and you realize that you know everything about kidney failure and you know everything about the medications, the process, the the whole thing, then you know you're going to get the questions right, because the best right answer will come to you. Especially with your faith and with your stress-free, your understanding, it's going to happen for you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, man.
It's just true.
I am so, I'm just really amazed at your story, your testimony, overcoming such a crucial diagnosis, pushing through, remaining positive. I mean, you're the perfect example of not giving up. You're the perfect example of you can, you will, and you must.
Yeah.
And so I just want to thank you so much. Yeah. And God gets the glory for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. I want to bring up another Remar nurse. Kiki, we're going to come back to you. I have a big surprise for you. So stick around. I have another Remar nurse with another amazing story. And if you have questions for Kiki or for the other Remar nurses that you see, just put them in the comments and we'll have them to answer for you.
We have more questions coming up. Who would you like to talk with, Regina?
Give me
which Remar nurse has passed Nclex.
All right.
Celebrate next.
Let's go with Rochelle.
All right. Here we go.
Hi there.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. How are you guys?
We're doing good. Tell us how good life is now that you have your nursing license.
I will say it has changed a lot. Actually start working my nursing job next week. I'll be a labor and delivery nurse. Thank you. So I will be in labor and delivery, which I'm very, very, very excited about. I know they don't really put too many new nurses, but they definitely took a chance on me.
Yes, I love it.
I'm just ready to get that. I guess part of my life started. Right now, I am doing. I'm working as a care partner. On a regular med surge floor. And I feel like everything happens for a reason. So I am was a repeat test taker. I took the Nclex 3 times, finally passed on the 3rd time, of course, with Remar with the minimal amount of questions, which was a complete 180 from the first 2 times. The first 2 times I got all of the questions, use, of course, other different programs. And I'm like, you know what? I bought Remar. Let me go ahead and use it. Sometimes you can't use what everyone else is using.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, let me just use a different platform and see what happens. Because, of course, everyone, once you join the group, you see everyone says, I passed with Remar, I passed with Remar. So it's like, okay, let me give it a try.
Yes.
So I used a virtual trainer.
Woo-hoo.
And I feel like that was the best thing possible. It helps to actually get that content, and it's like it's getting broken down to you in virtual trainer. It's not like other platforms are just, flipping through notes. It's so much content that we've learned through nursing school. It's kind of hard to grasp on certain types of things and what you need to know, what you don't need to know. So many topics to go, to pick from. So I feel like virtual trainer definitely eased my anxiety, which normally I do not have anxiety, but I do have test anxiety, apparently. It just made everything so simple. And that last time I took the test, I was just shocked when it cut off at 75. I was like, oh my gosh, is this it? Like, it felt different than the first time. So I'm definitely happy that I used Remar this time around to get me my dream job.
I know. And that's what I like is that we hear a lot of stories. I mean, obviously we have a ton of repeat test takers in our family. Like nurses usually find us after trying other reviews, and then they find Remar, and it's almost like there's a hesitancy to do something different. Even though what you used to do wasn't working for you, there's still like a hesitancy to try something different. And so I'm glad the virtual trainer connected and met you where you needed to be met, streamlining the information and just getting you the results. I mean, that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, you got your nursing license. And so,
what was it like studying with the virtual trainer? With the combination of the book and the online platform, how was that for you?
I liked how it was kind of self-paced. So, of course, they give you the recommended calendar, but I know, because at the time I dropped down to part-time to make sure I had more time to do the studying that I needed to do. So in the daytime, I know, let me do 2 of these lessons today, or let me do 3 of these lessons today because I have more time. So I like that it's self-paced. You can do what you need to do, as well as the quick facts book. That was very helpful as well. It was just, and if you feel like you're lost and you don't know where to start, that calendar helps because it's like, okay, well, let me pace myself so I can know how much is enough without being overwhelmed. And then if you want to push yourself further, you can, but you have something to look forward to, day by day, including rest days.
Yes, those are so important.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I'm really just so proud of you for making the commitment, because I know the virtual trainer's hard. I know it is. But the challenging aspect of it is so that when you get in front of the exam, you have that experience that you had. Like, is this it? Is there more coming? And so I'm really happy to hear that.
Wow, congratulations again. Just stand by. We're going to have some more questions, and then we're going to talk to you a little bit later on also, okay?
And the thing about that you're going into a field, she's going into labor and delivery, man. She's going to be able to work.
It's her dream job.
It's her dream job.
That's
she's going to be able to
awesome.
work anywhere after that experience. So that is amazing.
What do we have next?
Okay, guys, so what we're talking about here right now is the Nclex virtual trainer. Right now, during the 7 days of Nclex, you can save $180 off of the VT. So literally, we drop the price down. We want you to get this virtual trainer, and you also get the first shift book that I wrote. In addition to the workbook and the quick facts, you get the first shift on top of it. So this is the holiday package for you guys. Please take advantage of it. We're bringing these nurses on so you can see that your license is possible to have. You can get it. All right. Are you ready for another question?
Next question?
Here it is. Question number 3. Oh, a school nurse is assessing the readiness of a 13-year-old athlete who is diabetic. As the team becomes active during the day, which management strategies should the nurse prioritize? Select all that apply. So you have 4 choices here. More than one of them can be correct. All right. So we have a 13-year-old athlete who is diabetic. All right. They're becoming active during the day. Which management strategies are going to be most important? Which management strategies are number one, monitor blood glucose level before exercise. 2, always carry some form of high protein, high fat snack. 3, let the coach know the athlete is a diabetic. 4, inject insulin at least 30 minutes prior to sporting event. All right, here we go. Go ahead and put the answer down. Remar nurses, if you're watching, go ahead and put the answer down. If you're like, I can do one more question. If you're like, I can do one more question. What do you think it is? What do you think the answer is? All right. If you want to join the party, remarnurse.com/party.
Pass Nclex and join the party. Share your story and encourage another Remar nurse like these nurses have done.
Mm-hmm. All right. I see the answers on the screen. The correct answer, and then I can't wait to talk to Jessica. All right. The correct answer.
Before you do that,
wait.
This is a select all that apply?
Yeah, this is select all that apply.
Those are kind of hard, right?
They are typically harder. Yeah, they're considered higher level, higher thinking
now,
questions.
When you're doing select all that apply, can you just select one and that's the correct answer?
No. You can select one or more. Remember, one or all of them can be correct.
Okay.
All right. But you'll always have one that's going to be correct. At least one. All right.
So I think we should make this one a giveaway.
Okay.
This is a party. We got to celebrate.
Oh, yes,
we want to give some gifts away.
All right.
What can we give? What can we give? Let me see. I see answers here. I see answers.
Well,
let's
what do you want to give?
We could do, you know what? We can do another gift card.
Okay.
Want to do a gift card?
Sure.
All right. Let's do a $25 gift card.
$25 coming up for the right answer.
Answer that we choose, that we select.
Okay.
All right. Now listen, no hard feelings if you don't get it. All right. This is just a giveaway as a party favor. All right. Let's see.
You know the answer?
I think, hold on. Can you tell me the answer?
Yeah, I can tell you the answer.
Show me.
Okay. It is this one.
Okay.
And this one.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
So Mark's going to pick somebody. All right. He's going to pick a name. And then we're going to
pick this name. We're going to pick the name.
I'm going to take a picture of it.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Okay. You ready?
Let's find the Remar nurse who got this one right in 3, 2.
Okay. I'm going to put the answer and together. Let's go. All right. The correct answer was 1 and 3. So we have nurse Cecilia. I think I'm saying that right.
Uh-huh.
All right. If that's you, go ahead and send us a message. All right, from the same YouTube account that you're on. The correct answer, send it to support@remarreview.com.
Yep, take a screenshot of this. Go ahead and take a screenshot and send it to support@remarreview.com. And we will get you your $25 gift card. Congratulations, Remar nurse.
Put it on that big. Monitor blood glucose levels before exercise. Absolutely, this needs to be done because the client could have a low blood sugar, and exercise is only going to further lower that blood sugar level. So the client may need a snack. Also, let the coach know. The coach has to be educated as well on athletes who are diabetic. They have to know if you see your athlete confused, shaking, sweating, that this may be a problem for them. So 1 and 3 are going to be correct. 2 is not correct because protein does not affect the blood sugar in a more substantial way than carbohydrates. So we like carbs and we monitor carbs in diabetic because they break down to sugar. Carbohydrates break down to sugar. All right. And that's used for energy. 4 says inject insulin at least 30 minutes prior to a sporting event. All right. We're going to bring up Jessica. And we're going to talk to her, and I'm going to ask her why that's a bad idea.
All right, hang on 1 second. Let's get her in.
Hi, Jessica.
Let's see.
Hi.
All right. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So did you use the virtual trainer to help pass your Nclex?
Not the virtual trainer because I didn't have time, but I used all the books you sent me, the quick facts, and the previous books.
Okay. So you use the the original.
content.
Yeah, you use the content from the original program that I did. But can you answer why giving insulin? Can you answer why giving insulin is bad before exercise?
Yes, because when we exercise, we consume more sugar, we consume more energy, and insulin is a hormone that brings that lowers the
The
sugar.
blood glucose
So
levels
yeah, it
down.
lowers the blood glucose.
Mm-hmm.
So it will just it will not it's
As
useless to give insulin.
So let me ask you this. What sacrifices, because I have some notes here from your testimonial video. What sacrifices did you have to make in order to study the content? What did you have to give up in order to get that content studied?
Oh, so I've been reviewing since 2019 in October last year, and I started to get this
Okay.
remar. And for me, at first, it was hard to review all the content again because I have a lot of books with me, nursing books, and I feel like I don't have that much time to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was researching through Google about nursing review, because in the Philippines, we usually have a review like in-person review, and I'm not used to self-review because I'm having a hard time. So when I found out about Remar, I took the opportunity to buy the quick facts, and it really helped because it was more focused and specific on the content. So it's easy to memorize.
Yes.
And yes, it's easy to memorize, and you have also this book that shows what you call this. There's a topic and then there's an answer, and it's like a table. So I like it that way, and it's also colorful. And I like to read colorful books. So I have to let go of my nursing books so that I can focus on the Remar book that you shared with us, and it helps me a lot, and it takes a lot of perseverance for that.
Yeah. I love the so I can say I love the Quick Facts book. It is one of my favorite books ever. Like, and it's not even just because it's my book, but literally there's some material that you get that will change your thinking, change, the way you do things. And for nursing students, this really connects a lot of dots, and it allows you, and I always say, look how thin it is. It allows you to learn so much content in a very real and easy way. And so shout out to the Quick Facts and you diving in this book. Memorize this book. Tell the nursing students, you got to memorize it. You have to know it.
Jessica, when did you complete nursing school?
So I graduated in the Philippines. So I am a Philippine nurse, and I came here in the US June last year. And I thought, so I graduated 2008 in the Philippines. So I've been a nurse for 10 years in the Philippines, and I really did not expect on taking the nursing here. So I just did it. I didn't need to go to school. I asked the Board of Nursing, and they accepted all my paperwork from the Philippines, and I just had to take CGFNS and Nclex. So I took it one time, and I took the Nclex this November. Yeah, November 13. And God is good. He made me pass. And so it was only like a year of review from the Remar book that you shared to me, and some videos also from YouTube. Remar videos, I also dive into it every after my work, or even sometimes when I'm driving, I open my YouTube and I listen to you guys. And so it's basically like multitasking because I'm also working in a school. So yes.
Wow.
Awesome.
So you were out of school about 11 years roughly.
Wow.
From the time you graduated in the Philippines as an international nurse. So you hold a nursing license in 2 countries. You're a PHRN and a USRN.
Yes.
And English probably your second or third language, I'd assume. Is that right?
Yes, but in the Philippines we are taught in English since kindergarten. So it's
nice.
That's a lot of barriers that you've overcome, and we just want to say congratulations, and praise God for. We're glad that you found Remar and that you've allowed Regina to be an instructor for you at this phase of your nursing journey. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for you guys because you're the first review that I used and I accessed to last year because I didn't know where to what to use, and I want to be like I want to experience like an in-person review. And when I registered with Remar, it feels like I'm still in. It feels like I'm a student, and it's good. It's a good way for me to learn because even though I've been a nurse for the past 10 years, it's always good to start from the bottom and just humble yourself and learn more. And when you started talking about it and teaching us about nursing, it makes me feel like, oh, I'm a student again. I feel so young. so yes, and it's and one thing also is that during my review, I pray and ask God to help me understand and remember all that I've studied. So it was not an easy process. It took me a lot of faith and perseverance. For me, it was God all along helping me. I did my part. I study and pray, use your review, and God made it happen. So all you have to do is just have faith. Yes, it's just His. I can't brag anything. I have the knowledge. I have the review, but it's God all along. So you just have to trust Him and do your part.
Exactly. Everything we do is by His strength. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on and telling us how you did it. And I love it.
A few questions. Saying, okay. Is this review for RN or is there a separate review for PN also? Is it for RN and PN?
Yes. So we have in the virtual trainer, which is the book here. This is your workbook. When you join the virtual trainer and you get access to all of my online classes, you'll get a workbook, whether you're a registered nurse or a practical nurse. And so the questions will be different according to your test plan. So yes, registered nurses, practical nurses, you are welcome here.
Yep. So
we cover the basis.
And the online study.
Yep.
It's tailored for the RN, and then there's also one tailored for the PN. In fact, we have both RNs and PNs at the party right now.
Absolutely.
Who are we going to speak with next?
Let's go to Nurse Tiffany. Hi, Nurse Tiffany.
Hi, guys.
What questions did I have for you? Okay, so my questions for Nurse Tiffany was, how did you incorporate your virtual trainer into your very busy life? Like, talk about that process.
Well, actually, I didn't do the virtual trainer. I actually had the old school DVD pack.
We got, okay.
So that allowed me to work.
The content is the same pretty much.
Yep, and it allowed me to work more at my pace. So what I did was I created a routine. So each morning I would get up, pray. I would do my workout physically to get myself together.
Yes.
And then early in the morning, I would study for anywhere from 1.5 to 2 hours. And I did that consistently.
Oh,
I found I did it first thing in the morning. Fresh new brain.
Yes.
I retained more information. And and that worked good for me. So I've tried, I had like Hearst review book, and I've had a couple other Kaplan. I did other things, but to me, Remar met me where I was at, and it was easy to follow. The information was simple, and it allowed me, if it was something I needed more information on, I would just look it up and research it further instead of slamming me with a lot of information I didn't need. So for me, it was the best out of anything I've tried.
And I really like that because I'm one of those people where I have to do it in the day. Like after 8 o'clock, my brain, I'm not a night person where I can study at night. I have to do it, like you said, right when I wake up and just keep it with me all day. It seems like if I study it in the morning, it stays with me throughout the day. So I love that.
And so you said that you used at least 2 or 3 other resources prior. If you had to add that up, how much do you think you spent in terms of like Nclex resources prior to Remar?
Maybe $500.
How much?
About $500. I did an in-person session, some review documents, review book. Yeah, so quite a bit. And I graduated back in 2012 in December. I never sat for the exam when I initially graduated. I wasn't working. I was working in the medical insurance industry. So I was doing kind of clinical review. So not on the actual clinical side, but more on the insurance side. So I didn't need my license. I wish I would have did, but I didn't. Yeah. So I didn't test for the first time until 2017. So 5 years later, was not successful. So I lacked a lot of focus as well. So I didn't really put as much into it. And I found myself getting lost in all of the information.
Yeah.
So this time around, when I went and I got Remar a second time, because I did buy it the first time and sporadically studied, wasn't consistent. This time it was more easy to follow. And the more consistent I stayed with it, I would realize, okay, the DVD information is everything kind of doubles back. So I would watch the DVDs, do the workbook, and then I would do my quick facts all at the same time. So maybe throughout the day, maybe look some through the quick facts. And then it started to all click and come together.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not as much information. So yeah.
So what would you say to somebody who just received a letter that they failed the Nclex exam? What would you say?
Do not give up. There is hope if there was hope for me. Again, like I said, Remar, I feel, teaches you at a level easy to understand and follow. And if you just stay consistent with it, you definitely will be successful. I have no doubts about it. So if I did it after 8 years, you definitely can do it. So
Wow.
And, you know, so for you guys that are just watching, we've had testimonies from Remar nurses that have been out of school 8 years, 11 years, even longer. Just do me a favor real quick. Just in the comment section, put the number of years that you've been out of school. All right. Just type the number of years that you've been out of school. If you're watching this, put that in the comment section for us.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, these testimonies, Tiffany, we're just inspired, and we're glad to see you in the position, in position to get to where you want to be. And you know, it's just amazing. And so, thank you for being a part of the Remar Nurse family and allowing Regina to be a part with you on this journey.
I thank you guys. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I know it for sure. But thank you guys so much.
With God, it's possible.
Yes, with God, it is possible. All things are possible. And I'm hoping that you can answer this next question. But check it out. I'm telling you guys, if you're lost on, if you're sitting here and you're watching and you're like, I don't know really what's the next step to take. What is the content they're talking about? I need a study plan. I mean, all these nurses had different barriers they had to overcome, whether it was, I need something that's going to fit into my life. I need something that's going to simplify it. I like in live reviews, but there's not any available right now. The virtual trainer will satisfy all of those challenges that you have. And so all the content that we're doing is coming from
your Nclex review is a combination of online lecture resources and physical books. You will receive access to my virtual training platform and 2 of my best Nclex resources, the Nclex VT student workbook and quick facts for Nclex.
And so I am here today to let you know that this is your time for sure, and that you absolutely can do this. All right. You will and you must do it, but you got to take the first step. And I want to be there to help you get over the hump of passing Nclex. Here's another question for you guys. Let's see if you can do this one. A client with congestive heart failure arrives at the emergency department. His blood pressure is 189 over 199. His heart rate is 101 and his respirations are 28 breaths per minute. His pro-BNP is greater than 35,000. His arterial blood gas states he is in metabolic acidosis. Which is the priority action by the nurse? Is it going to be number 1, administer a stat EKG to monitor for cardiac arrhythmia? 2, raise the head of the bed to 45-degree angle and administer sodium bicarb 45 degrees PO. 3, administer furosemide 40 milligrams PO to reduce fluid overload. Or 4, Place the client on a low sodium diet and administer 2 liters of oxygen via nasal cannula. What saith you guys? What saith you guys? All right. And this is a good one. Look at all that you have going on and pick the priority. And this is where content comes into play, because you have to understand what is CHF? What is the proBNP? What is metabolic acidosis? All of these things matter. Okay. All right. I'm going to give the answer here. I see what you guys put on the screen. This is a complicated one. The answer might surprise you. The correct answer is going to be number 4. Did you guys get it right? Did you guys get number 4 right? I bet you missed it because I put in that distractor. Place client on a low sodium diet. I put that first, but the real key was the second part of the answer, which says what? Administer 2 liters of oxygen via nasal cannula. That is going to be the priority action by the nurse. Did you catch that one? Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. A lot of people missed that one. But listen, your patient was what? They were having difficulty breathing. That was the main thing right there. The patient was having difficulty breathing. Look, the respirations are what? How many? 28 per minute. Is that okay? No, that's way too high. That is way too high. So the priority action here was number 4. And this is what you guys have to be able to do. You have to be able to see through those distractors. Everybody's like, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. And remember, this exam is all about, what did I say? Safety. This exam is all about safety. And so you have to be able to prove you're going to be a safe nurse. All right. All right. I want to bring up another Remar nurse to speak to you guys. And if you guys are watching, I see a lot of people saying, how do I get started with you? Go to the website, remarnurse.com. It's right on our shirts.
Remarnurse.com.
Remarnurse.com. And you can secure your virtual trainer and study material.
I see a lot of you put the time, how long you've been out of school.
Oh, yeah.
I saw 8 years, 2 years.
Wow.
Somebody says they graduate in a few months. Somebody is 17 years. And we really just want to encourage you along on this process that you can, you will, and you must.
Absolutely, guys. So this party is about looking at
opportunity to demonstrate that, yes, you can be a safe nurse. You can be confident. You can be competent. You can provide excellent nursing care. Your Nclex date is there for you. Remember, you're in control. You pick the date. You pick the time. You pick the location. This is your chance. This is your opportunity. So go in there and get what you came for. You came for a license, so leave with one. Don't let any distractors, any person, anything take you out of that mindset. Oh, you've come too far to fail. You've applied to nursing school. You got into nursing school. You got through nursing school. You got through clinicals. You got through exits. You got through studying. This is the end of the finish line. I want you to walk across it, get your nursing license, and become an amazing Remar nurse. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.
All right. So thank you guys for that. I'm putting on videos just to encourage you. And we brought nurses to do that for you all today too. All right.
Hi. Oh, my net's way.
Hi.
Okay, can you guys see us and hear us? Can you hear us? Okay, perfect. So we had a little issue with the technical difficulties, and that's what happens when you do things live. So we want to. Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we want to actually. I'm gonna have you bring on our next Remar nurse. Hi, how are you? Let me see if I can do it. Okay. Hi there.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. I just want you to give a little bit of your story and about how you passed your Nclex exam. What was your biggest struggle when it came to studying for this test?
The biggest struggle was that my test dates, they kept canceling because of COVID.
Yes.
So my exam was canceled 4 times throughout the year. And then finally I was able to take it November 24th and I passed it with the minimum questions.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you stay? What was your why? How did you stay encouraged? What was your why to keep going? Like everybody has their thing that's motivating them. What was yours? Uh-oh, I think we might have lost her. Did we lose her?
Really?
Yeah. I don't know where she went.
Let's see.
Maybe down here.
All
There
right.
she is. Okay. Okay, there we go. What was your why?
Sorry.
That's okay.
My motivation is that I want to start the BSN.
Okay.
So they require an RN license to start BSN.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And ultimately, what kind of nursing do you want to do?
Well, I want to do OR only.
OR. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's very cold in the OR.
I know.
It is very cold. I worked there for just a couple of days and I was freezing the whole time.
Yep. It is cold, but I already got a job offer for a surgery center in New Jersey. And they give out, like, you can sign up for temporary license in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. So I did that as soon as I got the RN license.
Nice.
And
congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your material and your motivational speeches. Like, that's also what kept me going. because I would see Regina and Mark always come on to do the motivational speeches, and I would always listen to you guys, and always you guys said always have faith before fear, and that was my main thing that was in my mind when I took the exam.
Let me ask you this. What did you do the day before your Nclex exam? How did you mentally prepare?
I mentally prepared by praying, and I said I will pass. I have no doubt I will pass. I know my material. I've been studying for 10 months straight, and there's no way I'm gonna fail this. I'm gonna pass, and I did it.
Yeah. So you really made this like your year. Like this was the year that you got your nursing license.
Yes, that's correct.
And it's really amazing because we literally had a pandemic that prevented you from testing, but you still kept going, and you didn't use it as an excuse that I'm not going to get my license. You know, so yeah. So I just want everybody out there to know you got to embrace that mindset that this is your time. This has to be your time, and it's not going to just happen just because you say it. You have to put the work in. You have to put the work in.
Yep.
Yeah. So I like how you said that you know you did the DVD twice. The VT, I'm sorry, you did the virtual trainer twice. What does that look like for you? What did that mean?
To me, it was like, don't give up. Like, the content and the VT, beautiful. I had purchased the DVD set like in 2019, but I wasn't encouraged to put the DVD in or anything like that, or even crack the book open. I wasn't encouraged. And I sat down to take my RN exam back in April 2019. But because I didn't open any of your material, I failed the first time. And I wasn't confident in myself either. So then I put my mind, I said, no, now the VT is out. I purchased it in January, and I kept going with it, going with your questions and the content. And it was just consistency and doing the work. And I passed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why I created the virtual trainer, because there was more accountability. With the DVD, you can do it when you want to, when you don't want to. But that virtual trainer is like, you get 90 days, you know, and every day it's like encouraging you, like, come on, you gotta get it done. I gave you the study calendar, which I hadn't done I never did a daily study calendar with the DVD program, but with the virtual trainer, I took the time to provide that.
So it gives you like a minute by minute.
Yeah, like I did a minute by minute breakdown. Like, this is how long it should take you to do it. So it's just a guidepost. And I think a lot of students need that in order to really get going. You need that additional push.
All the Remar nurses are telling you, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And never, ever, ever be discouraged. When you put your mind and your heart to do something, whatever it is, whether it's a test, a task, or anything, you will do it. And have faith in yourself, faith in God, and you will do it. It will happen.
Absolutely. All right. I'm going to bring, what I want to do is I just want to give every Remar nurse just like one more minute to say whatever they want to say to you guys that are watching. A lot of you are like, this is so encouraging. I need this. This is my year to pass. So I'm going to bring you guys just up on the screen, and I'm going to give you 1 minute to just really motivate those who are coming behind you. All right. So let's start. Let's start with Rachel. You're on.
I'm here. So basically, I just want to say, especially being a repeat test taker, it hits hard the first time when you fail. But in your mind, you're like, okay, school was the hardest part. What I have to do is just pass this test. This test is the only thing that's stopping you from starting a new career. So my thing is, even though you fail, keep trying and trying and trying again. I had a recent interview with my manager that I will be working for next week. She said some of the greatest nurses have been repeat test takers.
Yes.
So get all the resources that you need, review the content, and as long as you take the test, do not get discouraged and let many, many years go by, because that's just going to make everything that much harder for you. So as long as you keep trying to go as soon as you can. I know Virginia is every 45 days. I'm not sure about other states, but just try to keep that testing mind frame.
Yep.
Like, just keep it as close as possible without, putting too much time in between, because you do need self-discipline to study for this test, because if you do not, like I said, time will get a hold of you, especially as an adult, working adult. Time goes by super, super fast. 45 come by super quick. But like I say, don't get discouraged. Just keep taking it. You will pass.
Absolutely. And Mark and I promise we'll be here. We'll be there to motivate you and encourage you along the way. All right. Nurse Jessica. Oh, no, Nurse Tiffany. Nurse Tiffany. Let's go. 1 minute. What do you want to say to the Remar nurses?
I would say routine, create a routine and stay committed. That's the most important thing. And stay close to God, to be honest. With prayer, all things is possible. And I truly believe that. You have the information, create the time, and stay committed to it. And that you definitely can do it. It's just about staying committed and creating a routine.
Yes, you have to have that structure. Because if you're all over the place, then you won't be moving. You'll be moving to the left and the right instead of forward. And so having that structure. Yeah, I agree. All right. Nurse Jessica.
Hi. So I just would like to encourage everybody, for those who need to take the exam, stay positive, stay focused on your goal, and don't panic. I tend to panic sometimes in my mind, but when you begin to panic and be anxious, just pray and study, and let God do the rest. I mean, be hopeful that He will give you that. He will make He will make it happen. But just pray and have faith. Don't give up.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
What a message to the Remar nurses and also our international nurse community and family as well.
Yes, I love it. And
if we did it, sorry.
No, go ahead.
If we did it, we did it, so you can also do it.
Absolutely. And Nurse Kiki.
Unmute me. There you go. So honestly, you just got to keep going, keep trying, keep learning, keep doing the questions, keep doing the content, keep doing the videos. Now, when you keep doing that and you find that you're getting things wrong, that's just something else you just learned. So you keep doing that and go over it and over it. I found that somebody said that to me, like, the more you're doing the questions and the more you're getting them wrong, you just learned that. So there you go, right? But the other main thing is so many doors open. My plan was to do this, and now I've got doors open to do whatever I want, because now I've leveled up. Okay, I'm a gamer, so I leveled up to the next level. And what happened at that point was I'm not a medical assistant anymore, so I stopped renewing my license for that, or my certificate. Now I am a nurse. I'm a Remar nurse, and with God, it's possible. And that means I really had the faith that I knew that it was going to happen because God had a plan for me. And here we go. I'm on a ride right now that nobody can understand but one of you guys. Nobody understands exactly what I went through to get here, because it's my journey. But your journey is next, and Remar is going to be there every step of the way. The other thing I wanted to say was I call the shots now, right, nurses? We all call the shots. Why? Because we leveled up. Now we can work where we need to work. I was working in a surgical department in a hospital, and it was a surgical ENT, which was so great, but I wasn't in love because I wasn't getting paid what I needed. So when I got out of that setting, I went to nursing home, and now I'm getting paid what I want. I got double time and a half. I have my retirement program. I know my retirement. So once I realized that, I am flying high. I am so happy. I start my new job in January, and I can't tell you how excited I am, because I finally put myself first, and I am the pilot of my own life. And Regina and Mark, you guys set me up, and I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, I love it.
Wow. What words of wisdom.
Yeah.
Encouragement. Wow, amazing.
And it's actually just to hear the common themes of sacrifice. I'm in control. I can do it. I can learn it. You guys know I started nursing when I was really young. When I was 16 years old, both of my grandparents got sick at the same time. So my grandmother, she was a diabetic, and she was a very brittle diabetic. She lost both of her legs, her sight, to diabetes. And so we couldn't afford to put her in a nursing home. And so we brought her home. And right after she got sick, her husband, my grandfather, he had a stroke. And so he couldn't talk, he couldn't walk, swallow, anything. And so we had 2 people in the home who needed total care. And I was just 16 at the time. And so we had a home health nurse to come in. And
do you remember her name?
Her name was Linda. Her name was Linda.
Okay.
And she came in and she said, who's going to take care of these 2? And my mom had to work. My brother, he was younger than me. And so I found myself in a position where I could do something different. I could learn something different. And so I just raised my hand and I said, I'll do it. And she took her time with me at 16 years old and taught me how to give nursing care. I mean, I was bed bathing. I was feeding my grandfather through a tube feed, and I had not had any theory. I had not had any clinicals, no lectures or anything, but she taught me and believed in me. And so that's what I do now. I look at a person and I don't care what your background is. I don't care how long you've been out of school. I don't care about any of that. I believe that if you want to learn, I can teach you. And so the virtual trainer is what I created, the content, everything in my head, I put it into the VT so that if you're willing to learn and you're willing to be a nurse, I'm going to help you get there. And so I just thank you guys because you are all demonstrations of it's possible. With God, it is possible. So I hope everyone watching takes the steps that you guys took to get there. Yeah. And so Mark, tell them what we have for them.
Wow. So we always love to, so the good book says that it is, it's better to give than to receive. And you guys have given so much of your time, your energy, not only into passing Nclex, but into coming back and being a blessing to all of the Remar nurses that are watching now, and then also those that will be watching in the future. And so we want to just say thank you in making the investment into yourself, into your nursing career.
Yep.
And because you make the investment into yourself, we're actually going to return your investment back to you.
Yep.
So whatever you paid for the virtual trainer when you signed up, we're going to send that right back to you. Just as our way to say thank you for being a part of the Remar Nurse family, because your success are really like the gifts under our tree. And we just appreciate you so much. And even more so for coming back, showing appreciation, gratitude, and encouragement to the Remar nurses. There's somebody out there who's struggling right now. They don't know how it's going to work out. But because of what you said and how about using the program and studying with Regina, it's going to make the difference in their life. So we just want to say thank you, and we're going to return that to you guys.
Yes, and I think it's a lesson. You invest in yourself, others will invest in you as well.
Yeah.
You are your own product. You are, and so you are. You're amazing. You guys are all going to take it to the next level. I know you guys look at me, as an example, and that's what I want. I want to be your example to help you get to where you are living your dreams and living out your life. So thank you for taking an opportunity to study with Remar. I appreciate you guys. All right.
And so, Regina, there's somebody who's watching now, and they're still saying, well, somebody said, I don't know where to start. We've talked about the virtual trainer, but they also have other resources. How would you prioritize the study in terms of using the virtual trainer versus other resources or programs?
I'm just going to be very honest. Put everything else away. Put everything else away. Get in your virtual trainer. Start from day one, and let me take you from A to Z. There is a way that if you study, you will end up knowing a lot more than if you're just piecing things together by yourself. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. There are thousands of nurses who literally have passed with my program. And so it's not a mystery of how you get it done. It's just a matter of, will you do what you need to do to get it done? And so with 2020 and everything that's happened, what I have noticed is that nursing is the career that will outlast anything. Nursing in the middle of a pandemic, when businesses are closing down and shutting down, the increase for nursing grew 200 times what it was the day before. Yeah. And so if you don't get into this field, you have no excuse. You have no excuse, because nursing is the career that will take you anywhere you want to go. And we have nurses here that are doing all different types of things. I mean, you can be a nurse, you could be at the bedside, you could be in an office, you could be on the moon. I don't know. Nursing is where it's at, people.
Yeah.
All right.
And they've already done the hard work of most of you guys have already been through nursing school.
You've
already been through your exits.
Yes.
And there's actually some questions about exits. If you need help with your exit exams for HESI, et cetera, ATI, get the virtual trainer. It's going to help you there too. But you've already put in the effort. This is just getting you over the hump, building your confidence through content so that you can pass NCLEX.
Absolutely. The hardest part is already, nursing school was the most horrific part of the journey. And so now you can have fun studying. You can do it the easy way, and you can do it the fast way too. It shouldn't take you years to get your license. Do it in the appropriate time so you can live your life with your license. All right.
All right, we're going to wrap up, and you know how we close.
All right, guys. So before we leave, we have to give the commission to all of the nurses watching. Is what we say at the end of everything that we do. So I don't even have to tell you guys, you know what it is.
And make this a mantra. So we're going to make it personal. We're going to say I.
Yes. So we're going to say it on the count of 3. Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. I can.
I can.
I will.
I
must
pass
NCLEX. Absolutely. Yes.
Praise God, guys.
So say that to yourself every day as you prepare for your exam. And we believe it, so we want you to believe it as well, that you absolutely can, you will, and you must pass NCLEX. See you guys later. Thank you for coming to the party.
This is your opportunity to demonstrate that yes, you can be a safe nurse. You can be confident. You can be competent. You can provide excellent nursing care. Your NCLEX date is there for you. Remember, you're in control. You pick the date. You pick the time. You pick the location. This is your chance. This is your opportunity. So go in there and get what you came for. You came for a license, so leave with one. Don't let any distractors, any persons, anything take you out of that mindset. Oh, you've come too far to fail. You've applied to nursing school. You got into nursing school. You got through nursing school. You got through clinicals. You got through exits. You got through studying. This is the end of the finish line. I want you to walk across it, get your nursing license, and become an amazing Remar nurse. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.